Welcome to our ESPN 30 for 30.
Girl, you are a walking masterpiece. Shame they keep you under lock and key. You're a diamond, I was born a thief. No one else does what you do to me. 'Cause I don't even know what to do around you. I feel a little dangerous around you. Heart starts beating right out of my chest, and I'm feeling my palms, and it's starting to sweat.
You're probably wondering what is Døds. Death diving, suicide diving, and better known as Dødsing in Norway, is an extreme sport in which divers throw themselves into the air, twisting and contorting their bodies, seemingly making time stand still, before landing with a splash. It sounds extreme, but there's even more that goes into that splash. With the clips that were shown in the beginning of the video, it seems to look like a regular belly flop competition, but Dødsing requires way more skill. The idea is to come as close to a 30-foot belly flop as possible while performing a creative aerial stunt and finally tucking inwards before hitting the water. Here are some even more ridiculous videos of people death diving off of cliffs. The extreme sport was claimed to be started by the man named Morten Faltang. He started the sport back in 1972 with his 4 other friends. Morten and his friends would find high cliff jumping spots to jump off of. When they did jump off, they would hold a pose for as long as they could until it looked like they were about to do a massive belly flop. At the last second, Faltang would perform his skill of tucking his body into a tight curl at the last second as they hit the water. After hitting the water, they would resurface with no harm to their bodies. Faltang enjoyed Dødsing with his friends. He found it to be fun to do, and he would also have girls watch him perform his new sport. Although the origin story is consistent across those who tell it, not many mention who did it first, and it is likely that Faltang was the one.
Much of the footage seen here takes place in Oslo's Frognerbadet, which is the birthplace of Dødsing. However, at the time of uprisal of Dødsing, an inherent divide was formed in the community. It was originally accepted poorly due to the formality of diving in that era. Those on the west side of Oslo were upper class, quite posh, falling under the stereotype of tennis and golf players. They appreciated the formal diving, displaying elegance and grace, where the point is to execute with impeccable form. Those on the east side fall under the antithesis of graceful. It takes the thrill to another level, where focus falls in spontaneous of landing, contrasting the slow-moving and sometimes unmoving poses struck in the air. This punk behavior and freestyle approach to sports was received as pointless and silly, despite the raw talent and bravery being displayed. Therefore, it took some time to grow from a personal pastime to where it lies in the world today.
The first World Championship of Dødsing started when a group of friends broke into the pool facility at night in Frognerbadet in 2008. Ever since then, the World Championships have been held at Frognerbadet, with spectators growing each year. It substantially increased from a few participants and a dozen spectators to over 70 participants and thousands of spectators. The World Championship consists of 2 events. In the classic event, divers jump straight out with their arms straight out to form a cross. As for the freestyle event, competitors perform twisting acrobatics and other slow-motion moves to create a sense of suspending time. These may range from very creative and breathtaking slow-moving stunts that leave spectators in awe. In both events, each diver brings their body into a tight ball called the strip position, before reopening the body immediately after impact to make the biggest splash possible upon landing. The scoring is based on style, timing, originality, and most importantly, the splash's size. In the clip that was just shown, Emil Weibeck scores a perfect score after his outstanding performance at Frognerbadet.
The sport of dødsing has evolved even further from its early formal stages. to a worldwide influence. Nowadays, teenagers everywhere have adopted the pastime of cliff jumping. Whether it be simple pencil dives, typical dives, flips, or those engaging in true dodging. Any place with warm weather and some raised platform over water sports teenagers seeking the thrill that those who compete in dodging also pursue. As put by Arnvim Hogland, former 2014 dodging competitor, it is both fun and challenging. It's fun to push yourself a little, feel the adrenaline. Why should you do what everyone else does? I'm a little restless. I love to do things. Everything should be tried. This same passion for curiosity and adrenaline is shared by most worldwide, and dodging takes the pursuit of this to another level. Activities akin to dodging, such as extreme cliff diving, have become popular amongst the most daring, and have become the life of YouTubers such as Adrenaline Addiction, and their success is proof of this passion that brought dodging into the world. On a more grave contrary to this lighthearted love, the name of the sport translates into death diving, which hints that inherently there are injuries bound to happen. If this shrimp position isn't executed correctly, a diver could injure themselves. But however, most of the time, divers come out of the water with cheering, hugging, and high fives from the spectators. On occasion, divers may come out with bruises or limping. There is also a chance of knees contacting the face on impact. However, aside from this risk, the sport by nature attracts mostly those who are willing to make this dare. The sport was created by those looking for risk, and not only has dodging climbed in popularity to the point of celebrated competitions, but without it, countless hours of entertainment and countless moments granting confidence to divers will be lost. Dodging is absolutely worth the recognition, worth the danger, all for that splash into a world of adrenaline.
To conclude, Newtown High School senior Sam Edwards performs a Dodson dive. Thanks for watching.